Hey man, have you ever wondered if buying expensive studio monitors is really worth it versus just using a pair of good old headphones? And if you have studio monitors, should you be only using them while working on music production? If you're at all like me, then you constantly question what studio monitors are best for you and why the prices can vary so dramatically. And I know you've seen studio setups with multiple pair of studio monitors, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many do you need? And do they really matter, man? In this video, we're gonna explore all of these topics and find some surprising insights about these $10,000 Ex Machina Pulsar studio monitors right behind me. Lately, there's been a lot of craze over headphone mixing. I think this has a lot to do with more people getting into mixing for immersive formats like Dolby Atmos. And for most of us, having 11 speakers set up in your room just isn't possible for a lot of reasons, man. So many immersive mixes are primarily happening through headphones. Mixers are probably also realizing that mixing in headphones has its own benefits, even for stereo mixing. Let's start off by exploring the advantages though of studio monitors. One of the advantages of studio monitors is going to be the accuracy and flat response. Just like most headphones, studio monitors are designed to have a flat frequency response, which means that you're going to be hearing exactly the music exactly how it is without any coloration, all right? This accuracy is critical for mixing and mastering. Secondly, room feel and the soundstage. Monitors give you a better sense of how your mix is going to sound in a room environment. You get a more natural sense of space and depth, which can be hard to achieve with just headphones. Third, comfort for long sessions. Unlike headphones, which can cause discomfort or ear fatigue during long sessions, studio monitors allow you to work without anything pressing up against your ears or squeezing your big old dome, man. And for me personally, whenever I wear headphones for a long time, I get a little sweaty, man. I'm a hot box. And lastly, monitors are also ideal for group settings, where multiple people need to be listening to the same audio at once, making them great for collaborative work and sharing with clients and other people that you might be working on the mix with. Now, there are some disadvantages of studio monitors. They can include the room acoustics. Studio monitors obviously are affected by the acoustics of the room that they're in, which can really alter the sound. This means that you're gonna have to consider and probably spend out some more money to treat that room to achieve the best results. Monitors can be disruptive in shared or public spaces. If you need to work in a quiet environment, they might not be ideal for you. You know, maybe in your apartment, that might not be the thing to get, all right? Cost and setup might be another disadvantage. Quality studio monitors can be expensive, I mean really expensive, and they often require additional equipment like stands, acoustic treatments, cables, monitor controllers, and more. The setup process can also be a bit more complex than just simply plugging in your headphones. And lastly, size and portability. Studio monitors are much larger and less portable than headphones. So if you're a traveling engineer, monitors probably not going to be as ideal for your mobile setup. Now let's talk about the advantages of headphones. For one, isolation and portability. Headphones offer isolation from external noise, which can be used in environments where studio monitors would be too loud or intrusive. They're also portable, allowing you to work in the same sonic environment no matter where you are. Headphones are also more cost-effective in most cases than studio monitors. Even the really expensive headphones are even more affordable than more high-end studio monitors, and they require less setup, and they can be used with a variety of devices. And most of the time you won't need any additional equipment and just plug directly into your laptop. Then there's the detailed sound. Many high-end headphones provide exceptional detail, allowing you to hear minute details like edits and clicks and breaths and pops and all that stuff that you want to take out your mix. You might even miss these in your studio monitors, even the more expensive ones. But of course, headphones have some disadvantages too. One of them is going to be the limited sound stage. Headphones can create a more confined in the head sound experience compared to the broader sound stage that you would get with studio monitors. Then there's the comfort factor. Like I was saying earlier, wearing headphones, especially if they're tight or squeezing your ears, you probably won't want to work for a long time. And if they just make you hot or sweaty like I get, right, then you probably gonna want to take them off. So, you know, don't forget about that. Also, the low end is super important, and headphones can sometimes exaggerate or underrepresent those low end frequencies, leading to inaccurate mixing decisions. And ultimately, what we want is tools that help us make better decisions. Working with headphones or monitors you choose, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. So whatever you choose is going to be based on your own specific needs, the environment that you're going to be working in, and your budget. For me, I'm going to choose both. Hey yo, I'm gonna let you get back to your video in just a second, but I wouldn't be a friend if I didn't remind you that WavvyProAudio.com is literally the plug on all of your pro audio needs. And you can always hit me up for the best pricing on any software, microphones, headphones, studio monitors, anything you can imagine that you might need for your studio. Visit WavvyProAudio.com to get plugged. I spend a lot of time in my studio and I always have some type of audio playing, whether that's a YouTube video or one of the latest Drake and Kendrick diss tracks, as long as they're not apologizing.
I need to reevaluate my life.
But I'm always monitoring audio from my studio monitors, listening to them, enjoying them, and also learning them. I even do this whenever I have to work in a new studio environment. I'll put my drive in with some of my favorite songs so that I can listen to them in that space and get familiar with how the monitors and the room react to mixes that I know well. It's kind of like my warm-up process, because even with my years of experience, I realized that every environment is going to be different, even if the same monitors are used. With that being said, I highly recommend that you use your studio monitors to listen to music as often as possible. No matter if you have a budget set of studio monitors in a bedroom or a high-end set of monitors in a well-calibrated studio, you won't get the best results unless you calibrate your ears, aka get to know the monitors. As an audiophile, you'll just have a better experience in most cases listening to music on studio monitors. Some of the reasons include the superior sound quality, obviously the flat frequency response, the enhanced detail, the clarity. All of that is going to allow you to hear the music as it was intended to be heard. Let's discuss some key factors to consider when buying your studio monitors. First, what are going to be your purpose and the uses for it, right? Determine your primary purpose for the studio monitors. If you're mixing and mastering, accuracy and a flat frequency response are key. For casual listening, you might prefer a more colored sound. And then consider your room and the acoustics, the size of the room, right? Larger rooms might require more larger and powerful studio monitors, while if you're in a small room, smaller monitors will be best to avoid the excessive sound reflection. Acoustic treatment can play a significant role in how your monitors perform, so also keep this in mind when choosing. And then there's always the money, man. Talk to me about the budget. Studio monitors vary a lot when it comes to price. From the budget friendly, about $200 to $300, to very high end professional monitors that can cost $1 million for a setup. Set up a budget and explore options within your price range, finding that sweet spot between the quality and the cost. And then the monitor size. Monitors come in all kinds of sizes, usually from about 3 to 8 inches in woofer diameter. Smaller monitors are gonna be suitable for smaller rooms or near field listening, while larger monitors provide more volume and low frequency response for bigger spaces. Don't go putting them big old speakers in your tiny little bedroom. Also consider whether you'll need additional equipment like stands, isolation pods, or even subwoofers. I paid $700 just for my monitor stands. Keep that in mind, all right? Also, brand reputation and reviews are really important. Research reputable brands known for quality and reliability. Don't just go to them Temu speakers, man. Look for customer reviews, professional reviews, and recommendations from industry experts like myself to get a sense of which monitors offer the best value and the best performance, right? That's the point of diminishing returns with this stuff, man. And then you can choose whether you want active monitors or passive monitors. Active monitors have built-in amplifiers, simplifying the setup, while passive monitors require external amplifiers. And active monitors are generally more convenient, and they're gonna save you money and time because you don't have to go around finding an amp that works great to pair them with, right? The manufacturer's already chosen the best amp. I'm gonna break down some popular studio monitor options for entry-level, mid-range, high-end, and pro-grade monitors. For entry-level monitors, the Yamaha HS series. Love them, use them for years. They're known for their flat frequency response and affordability. Like the HS5 is super popular, and I love those myself. We got the KRK Rocket series. Now, they are definitely colored, but I love them. The Rockets were actually my first ever monitor, and if you see behind me, I'm still rocking with them to this day. These are the KRK Rocket 5s from over 20 years ago. Well, not that long.
Stop the cap.
Also, mid-range monitors like the Atom Audio A7Xs. I love them. Those monitors are widely praised by a lot of engineers, and they offer a really good balance of price and performance, man. Great to mix on, and I love that ribbon tweeter. And then we got some high-end monitors like the Focal flagship monitors, my Twin 6 ST6s, or the Focal Trio 6s, right? Really great, superb sound quality and detail, excellent craftsmanship. Like those, the top of the line use those. And we got others like the Machina Pulsar. Now, I would put these in the pro grade monitors. These are high-end precision monitors, making them a top choice for mixing and mastering engineers. The cheapest studio monitors on that list will run you about $300, while the most expensive that I've mentioned will cost about $10,000 for the pair. Costs can vary widely based on a number of factors. Let's briefly discuss why studio monitors are so expensive. For one, we got quality components. Drivers, high quality drivers, woofers, and tweeters are essential for accurate sound reproduction. The materials used in these components like Kevlar, beryllium, or even carbon fiber are expensive, but they contribute to better performance. Then you got amplifiers. Inside of the active monitors, if you choose that route, built-in amplifiers must be powerful and reliable. And guess what? They also add to the cost of the monitors. You might find that passive monitors are somewhat less expensive, but then you'll have to go and spend money and do research to find the proper amplifier. There's crossovers in electronics that the internal circuitry that manages the frequency division and the signal processing inside the monitors must be precisely engineered, okay? Using high-grade components. They can't cheap out on that stuff. And then we got the engineering and design, acoustic design, that gives that monitor a flat frequency response, minimizes unwanted resonance, unwanted distortion. This requires a lot of research and development, which can add a lot to the budget. Then you got the cabinet construction, right? Even the materials that make up the cabinet, that the box that the monitors are in, affect the quality of sound. They're often made of dense materials that reduce the vibrations, and of course, those dense materials will add to the cost. Then some monitors even include additional features like adjustable EQs, room correction, digital connectivity, DSP. All of that stuff requires additional engineering effort and moolah, baby. Don't forget also there's manufacturing and production costs and marketing as well. So as you see, there are a lot of complex factors that go into pricing studio monitors. The sweet spot for most people is that crossing point between performance and value added. If you can't make better mixes or hear the difference, what is it worth to you? Like I mentioned earlier, headphones can reveal details that even the most expensive studio monitors can make not so obvious, right? So when it comes to studio monitors, you may also want to consider more than one reference point to hear how your mixes will sound in different contexts. Different monitors sound different. By cross-checking your mix on different sets, you can ensure consistency across various playback devices, from the headphones to the earbuds to the car to the Bluetooth speaker and a whole lot more. It's also important for us as engineers to simulate customer experiences. Professional studio monitors are designed for accuracy, but consumers typically listen to music on a variety of devices with differing sound profiles, right? They sometimes boost it in the low end and boost it in the high end. All kind of stuff is happening. Using multiple sets of monitors allow you to gauge how your mix will sound to a broader audience. I recommend getting the best monitors that fit in your budget, that offer you the accuracy and the detail that are needed for critical decisions. And then using a reference monitor that might not be a monitor at all, maybe a boombox or a Bluetooth radio. I'll link my favorite Sony boombox for mixing in the description below. Make sure y'all click that. When I got word that my Machina Pulsars were out for delivery, I got so excited. Something in me told me that this was gonna be game changing for my mixes, even before they came. I spent a lot of time watching YouTube reviews, of which they just made me more excited. Like, does anybody else do that when you buy something or about to buy something? Just watch a whole lot of YouTube videos, right? They just made me so excited to hear about all the incredible technology and the research and development that went into creating these monitors. Listening to one of the designers speak about the Pulsars taught me so much about studio monitors in general that I hadn't even considered. On paper, these monitors are super flat, from 35 Hertz all the way up to 30 kilohertz. The Pulsars have a 7-inch mid-range driver and a coaxial setup with a 1-inch tweeter. It also has a super fat and beefy 9-inch woofer that pushes bass out evenly, even at low listening levels. They're also using some DSP technology for some phase correction and other scientific stuff. That's all good and fine, but when I started listening to these, one of the first things I noticed was the sweet spot was super wide. I could sit at different lengths from the monitors and the center image was just as solid as it was. I mean, even if I was super close, it almost feels at times that there's a center speaker, which is odd because the second thing I noticed when working on these monitors is that you don't really notice the speakers themselves. It's almost like the sound is just happening in the room. And by this, I mean that the box isn't coloring the sound in any way that I perceive, right? And I can listen for hours without any fatigue. Maybe it has something to do with that sweet matte black finish with the carbon fiber, man. I just love how they look. And it just makes me want to sit down in front of them. But with the black background in my room and the all black monitors with no kind of lights or indication on them, they literally kind of fade away as I'm sitting in front of it. Now, to be totally honest, I don't have the most dialed in room in terms of calibration. I have taken some steps to reduce some of the most important reflections, but the ability to monitor quietly and still have an accurate representation helps a ton in this room. Because when we monitor loudly, the more the room acoustics start to come into play. I've noticed that if something sounds really good, it sounds amazing on the Machina Pulsars. But if it has any flaws, the Pulsars will also reveal those pretty easily to you, right? Which has helped me cut my mixing time almost in half in a lot of cases. It wasn't all peaches and cream with these monitors though. I had to realize that no matter how good the tools are, I still had to learn them. My first mixes were drowning in bass. This is mainly because I'm not using a subwoofer with the Pulsars. The manufacturers don't recommend that you use a subwoofer. And plus, the timing and the phase alignment of my sub was way off due to the processing that's happening inside the Pulsars. Now, for me, this was a huge adjustment because I just love to hear the bass pumping in the room. That's just me, right? And these just don't have the biggest, most richest low end, but they do offer a more accurate low end. And surprisingly, without the sub, I'm still hearing all the low frequencies and I can hear them in detail, which honestly allows me to work longer because your ears get fatigued when you're listening to all that bass for a long period of time, right? When it comes to the transient response, like it seems that these monitors are moving at lightning speed. Transients seem to be popping out of the speakers, man, and the sound is just in the room. I can literally feel like I'm almost touching the music with these speakers. And after spending hours of listening to music on them, I learned the characteristics of the low end, and now I'm ready to work on these things every single day. With the materials and technology in the Machina Pulsars, I can definitely see why they are so expensive. Obviously not the most expensive speakers in the world, but still very expensive for me. But for industry professionals, you'll make your money back in the time saved on running to the car to check it out and then doing revisions for your clients. They're gonna start to approve your mixes a lot faster. You also need to consider though the room acoustics, stands, monitor controllers, and other stuff that might run the price up when you buying these monitors. I've come to this conclusion. You have to spend time with them. It's a three-way relationship between your room, your monitors, and you. And the better that you understand the nuances of all three, the better your music will sound outside of the studio. All right, so we've covered a lot in this video, like the headphones versus studio monitors, why studio monitors are so expensive, do you need multiple sets of monitors, and also, of course, I gave you my thoughts on the Machina Pulsar studio monitors. What's the most expensive studio monitors that you've ever used? Which monitors are you using right now? And do you feel like you're ready for an upgrade? I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyProAudio.com, your pro audio plug for all things studio, man. From cables to monitors to microphones and more, especially software. We got some huge sales actually happening right now. Click the links in the description, not only to support this channel, but to get the best deals on all your studio needs, man. Check out WavyProAudio.com. Thanks for watching this video. And if you want to help out the channel in any other way, make sure you hit that subscribe button, player. Be dope.